So here we are, the final video in this Spider-Man review, finally. Now, what I want to talk about in this video is a couple of things, starting with the side missions. I talked about collectibles and side stuff you could do in an earlier video, but side quests are kind of more story oriented. There's not too much story, but for example, some of the highlights were, there's a side mission where you're being timed for these bombs to go off, where you have to swing through the building to stop these bombs from detonating and beat up some thugs. For this villain called Speedball, who's hosting this reality contest with you as the main participator. And it's a very entertaining side quest, especially with her commentary, where she's just a psycho, but she's really funny. There's one where there's this, I believe, martial arts master dressing up as Spider-Man taking on villains. And you basically go to the crime scenes, the scenes where he's taking out these criminals, and you have to investigate, eventually tracking them down in a fight with a bunch of Kingpin's men. And it's just that's also another entertaining side mission that really shows why it's dangerous for people to act like they're Spider-Man, because he has a lot of enemies, and the reason he can do this is because he's super powered. And it's a good side mission. It really shows how dangerous it is being Spider-Man. And it also ends in a nice where Spider-Man suggests a way that the guy can help. So every little helps. Then another highlighted side mission, one of the better ones, was this one was a personal favourite of mine. You're going through the Central Park. I believe it's Central Park, it's the park anyway, and a bunch of thugs are hacking into something, and you're not sure what it is, but you find this lady who's bird watching, and basically ends up helping you by spotting these villains and telling you where they are in this giant park, and for you to attack them, and she's just talking to you as this is happening, and it's really entertaining. It's a really fun segment. And then, my personal favourite is, there's these like 2 or 3 side missions that you do after the other. They end up with a fight with Tombstone, who is basically a Spider-Man villain who is this really big, pale, immortal biker dude. And it's a really fun boss battle, and I really enjoyed it. And he at the end of it, he says he wants a rematch. I hope the next game they actually give us a rematch with him, because it was a really fun boss fight. And I want to see him return, because he's a cool looking villain. I'm surprised he's not more popular, because he's really intimidating. I mean, a giant, immortal dude who could destroy people in seconds. And I mean, it's kind of like the Mountain from Game of Thrones in the Spider-Man universe, except he's completely immortal. That's a dangerous man right there. So yeah, I recommend there's one side mission we gotta chase pigeons. It's a bit stupid, but it's also kind of funny. But you don't really need to do it. But but this brings me on to a good point, because as I said, with Spider-Man, he's going around, he's helping these bird watchers, he's catching pigeons for people, he's just doing all these random things that most heroes wouldn't do. But that's what's great with this game. As I said, all these different ways how you feel like Spider-Man, the way he acts and the things he does, like helping bird watchers, like catching pigeons for people, it all contributes to you feeling like Spider-Man. Because Spider-Man, the character, would do these things. Like if Batman just stopped and decided to, like if, for example, Batman decided and said, Joe, I want to catch all these pigeons for you. It'd be a bit weird, because Batman, you know, takes his life a bit more serious. He wants to just stop criminals. He hasn't had time for that side stuff. Spider-Man would, because that's who he is. He's just a friendly, nice guy who wants to help everyone around him. And that's the thing, throughout this game, and then like the main story, for example, near any of the side missions, every main story, anytime there's another character he's talking to who's not a villain or like a criminal who he's taken down, he always acts super nice to them and always tries to become friends with them. Like always like talking like pure and nice, just like being buddy-buddy with them, asking how they are, giving them compliments. He's just an overall nice guy, but he's not so nice where it gets like awkward. He's just a cool, down-to-earth, nice guy, and that's what, because he's Peter Parker. Yeah, he's wearing a suit, he's swinging, but he's still Peter Parker. One scene that really encompasses everything about Spider-Man, that he's just a normal dude, is he's arguing with MJ on the phone. Well, he's texting MJ on the phone, and they had a kind of argument, and he's basically trying to find out are they still okay and all that. And as he's texting her on the phone, he's in his spider costume, just swinging from building to building, and he's just like, he was standing on the side of a building waiting for it, and then he just swing to the next area. And I just love it, because that is Spider-Man. He is the hero. but he's also the normal guy at the same time. He doesn't just instantly, do you know how Batman, when he's with Bruce Wayne, he's talking, he's acting cocky, being the rich guy, it's an act. Then when he puts on the suit, he's Batman. The other side. Spider-Man, there is no difference. Peter Parker is Spider-Man, Spider-Man is Peter Parker. Only difference, he's wearing a suit so no one can find his identity. But his core personality doesn't change. His attitude doesn't change. And through every element in this game makes you feel like Spider-Man. It makes you feel you are the character in this game. That this is Spider-Man. And there's just a ton of different references thrown from all these different areas of Spider-Man into this game. One of my favourite examples is you're trying to stop a train in one of the main missions. And he puts his hands out to the side and shoots webs trying to stop the train. Like in Spider-Man 2 in the Tobey Maguire trilogy. But it doesn't work. The webs break and he says something like, damn, or what? That worked last time. And it's just again, the catchphrase I've said so many times, the little details really make this game, they elevate to a higher standard than it already would have been. And it's just so good. And I gotta applaud Insomniac. They did a hell of a job. An astounding job making this game as good as it is. It deserves the praise. It's so good. And I'm not trying to be a fanboy. I'm so happy with how good this game is, because let's just say, at the end of this game, there was 2 or 3 iconic villains who weren't in this game. Makes perfect sense why. And there's an after credit scene, typical Marvel really, where it kind of shows how it connects these 2 story arcs that weren't connected before. Except for a certain movie, and one of the Spider-Man movies. I'm not going to say which one because I kind of spoil it. But one Spider-Man movies kind of had these 2 villains in it before. But I feel the game's going to do a better job. And it's going to be, and there's kind of a bigger change if it goes the way I'm thinking. Where a certain character is going to be connected to another character that I don't believe they ever were. That'll make it fascinating. I know that sounded really confusing there for a second. But let's just say there's a cliffhanger where it shows like 2 possible villains coming. That really made me excited for the sequel. And there has to be a sequel. Because, first of all, they put a cliffhanger, so they're thinking they want to do it. Insomniac are one of the best developers in the world today, and I feel like they want to do it. Sony's definitely going to want to do it after the success this game has done. The money it's made, the critic review, the fan reception. And I'm hyped. Sony, next gen is going to be amazing. Next year is going to be amazing. But next gen even more, because we're going to get... Because I'm guessing we're going to get, for Sony specifically, we're going to get Horizon Zero Dawn 2, God of War 2, I know Spider-Man 2, along with a lot of others. I know I'm thinking a couple of years in the future, but just Sony are setting the foundation for so many amazing games. And this is just another one to their list. Spider-Man is honestly up there in my top 10, probably top 5, honestly, of games of this generation. And despite how so many people find this negative generation, I've had a blast with a lot of games from this generation. And this game, and it just astounds me how Sony, and I'm not trying to diss Xbox and Nintendo, but Sony have been killing it with exclusives for this entire generation. I mean, Bloodborne, Uncharted 4, the Ratchet & Clank remake, God of War, Monster Hunter World, Persona 5. I mean, look at the games I just listed out there. And even some others that aren't as critically acclaimed, like Last Guardian, Gravity Rush. Still amazing games. And Spider-Man is just another one to the collection, and it's one of the best. It's amazing, it's spectacular, it's everything Spider-Man is, it's so good, and honestly, if you're a Spider-Man fan, you need to play this game. If you're a video game fan, you need to play this game. If you're not a video game fan, you need to play this game so you can become a video game fan. If you haven't played this game, you really should. And they've just added New Game Plus, so even more incentive to replay it if you were thinking about it already. And the DLC coming out, it's bullshit, I hate when they do it. But the only thing I'm confident in is that it's €25 I think in total, so it's not overly priced. I just hope they give you a decent amount of content. It stars Black Cat, and I have faith it's going to be a good DLC, because first off, I feel they don't want to fuck it up after the great success it's had and give a sour taste for the ending of the Spider-Man game. Second, it stars Black Cat again, I'm looking forward to that. And third, I just have faith in Insomniac and Sony at this point, especially with this game, because they've done such a good job so far. I've talked so much about this game, and there's still more I could talk about. There's still so much more. I could go deeper with the villains, the characters who I haven't even mentioned, some of the gameplay mechanics, the levels, there's like I think 20 to 30 costumes in this game, and each one looks unique, they look different, and they all look cool. there's some, man, oh, I'm actually worn out from talking about all these games. It's actually been a joy to talk about. It's been really fun. And it's actually made me realize how much I actually like this game. I like it more than I actually realised before. But everything about this game is just, it's great. There is some issues. For example, like some of the side stuff isn't as great as it could have been. And just like one or two like nitpicks here and there. But it's a pretty great game. I mean, it's really good. And one last detail, actually, since I might as well finish on the little details like I've done the entire time, is when you're crawling up windows, when you look in the window, there's always an interior in every window, at least nearly every window on the buildings, skyscrapers, apartment complexes. Look in the window, there's always a different interior. Now, in the same building, if you look at all the windows in the same building, all the interiors will be the same, which I found kind of disappointing. But the fact that when you go to a different building, there's a different interior then, it's still pretty good. It's not as like fairy as it could have been. But looking at the size of the city, it would be a bit crazy. But again, the fact that there's always a room on the other side of the window when you're crawling and looking in, it just adds to the realism, adds to the immersion of the game, and it's just, whew, it just shows again the developers love making this game. I love playing this game. I'm sure everyone else loves playing this game, and I really hope this gets a sequel. It deserves to get a sequel, and I am really looking forward to how they could improve on the mechanics and the story from this. This really has me excited. I always loved Spider-Man, and I'm happy he came back to gaming in a big way. Also, I cannot wait for Infinity War Part 2 to see if Tom Holland's Spider-Man makes a return. That was a heartbreaking scene. Also, there's some really heartbreaking scenes in this game. I'm not going to say what, but just a little. Just prepare yourself if you're not. And if you did play the game, you know what I'm talking about. Specifically towards the end. I hope you enjoyed this video. I really enjoyed making the video. If you like, do what you want, comment, subscribe. I'm not gonna be one of those guys that like, comment, subscribe. I'm not gonna be one of those guys that begged for it, because what the fuck. But I hope you at least enjoyed the video. I hope I kind of convinced you to play this game, because it deserves to be played. So that's the end of my review. Finally, before I pass out, so thank you. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.